Basterds is Quentin Tarantino's best movie to date. Yes, it's better than Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, Kill Bill, Jackie Brown, and Death Proof. Okay, maybe no one thinks Death Proof is his best. Still. The movie is just flat out awesome. I wasn't even hyped about the movie. Honestly, I thought the trailer looked okay at best. It just looked like the average Tarantino movie, you know, a lot of over-the-top violence and gore maybe, and heavy dialogue and a representation of his foot fetish, which he just loves showing us, doesn't he? It's like, we get it, man, you love feet. I digress. I mean, I still went to see it basically because I don't think, in my humble opinion, which of course everyone knows is a godly opinion and should be respected and highly coveted opinion because it's me, I don't think Tarantino has made a bad movie yet. Even something like Death Proof, which dragged on a bit too much, I enjoyed. But holy crap, did this movie just over-exceed my expectations. I mean, I was expecting over-the-top violence and gore, and sure, I got that in a few scenes. I really got that in a few scenes. Like scalps and baseball bats and fists in mouth and fingers, wounds, blood. Anyways, this movie was just made by the fantastic dialogue, pacing, brilliant soundtrack, characters, and just layers and layers of depth that some of the scenes had. It was perfect to me. Honestly, it's his masterpiece, which I think Tarantino would probably say the same thing. This is his, opus of incredible cinematic experience and portrayals he's shown us now. It was also advertised a little bit wrong. I think the movie was advertised as being like a non-stop action film. And, I mean, there was action, sure, but let's face it, about 70% of the movie was just flat out dialogue and talking. But it was great. I mean, my problem with Tarantino sometimes is that a lot of his dialogue goes nowhere. It's just there to be there. Not to say it isn't good, but it has no purpose. And this time around, every single scene of dialogue had a reason, at least, had purpose. It was there because it was supposed to be there, and because it was like a puzzle. It was gonna put things together. I mean, I saw it twice now, and on my second time, it just was even that much better. I liked it my first time. Second time around, I just said, you know what, this is my favorite movie of the year. And honestly, if you bitch about too much dialogue in a Tarantino movie, I will slap you. Because that's like going to a George Lucas movie and thinking there's gonna be a lot of good writing. There isn't. It's what they're known for. Also, I have to say, in the previews, it made it seem like Brad Pitt was gonna be like the main character throughout the whole movie, or the Inglourious Basterds, quite frankly. They're important in the movie, but I wouldn't say they're the main characters at all. If I had to choose, I would say Manny Laurent as Johanna and Christoph Waltz as Hans Landa were the two main protagonists, or antagonists in the case of Waltz. And Hans Landa is one of the best characters this year. I mean, honestly, he would be in my top 5 list of the best villains of the decade. He's Tarantino's best written original character so far, honestly. He's the Joker of the year. He just owned his scenes. He stole the spotlight without really taking away from the other performances. See, something like the Joker in The Dark Knight, it was obvious Heath's performance overtook all the other characters. He made it his own movie. Hans Landa is just a riveting character in a movie, but he's the icing on the cake. Everything about the movie was just so well done. And I mean, the soundtrack, it was awesome, man. It has a lot of spaghetti western, soundtracks, and this is basically a spaghetti western set in World War II. Tarantino already said, this is his homage to those movies in a way. And how awesome was this song in the movie? With gasoline. These when this song came on in the movie, it was just so perfect. It was an awesome sequence, and I don't think anybody can say otherwise. So, if you haven't seen this movie yet, drink some milk and get up and go watch it. If you have seen it, go watch it again and love it even more, because the movie gets better on the second viewing. I highly recommend this movie for anybody who likes movies, and, well, that's pretty much it. This was AmP the Critic signing in for the very first time. I'm out for now.